Hello children, and I welcome you all to this English teaching session. Now we are going to be looking at the second part of the poem The Patriot written by Robert Browning. Children, before going to the second part of the poem, let's recollect the points what we learned in the last class. When the Patriot was received for the first time by people, they spread on his path roses mixed with evergreen leaves. House roofs were filled with people, lights burned all night, flags fluttered freely on church spires, sweet sounds of bells filled the atmosphere. People seemed to be very loyal to him and were willing to do anything for him. All right. As I mentioned in the previous class, this poem, The Patriot, begins in the past tense and from the fourth stanza to the end, it becomes present tense. Now, look at the fourth stanza. Let me read the fourth stanza. There is nobody on the housetops now, just a palsied few at the window set, for the best of the sight is all alow, at the shambles gate, or better yet, by the very scaffold's foot I trow. Here, there are no more people on the rooftops trying to catch a glimpse of the Patriot. Only the ones who cannot travel to the spot of execution, the ones who are crippled, are staring outside their windows to get a look at the Patriot. The others have reached the gate of the gallows to get a better view of his execution. See the first line, children. There is nobody on the housetops now. Means there are no more people on the house roof tops to catch a glimpse of the Patriot. Only paralyzed, crippled are staring outside their windows to get a look at the Patriot. Here, the scene shifts from the happy one of the first stanza to the march to the gallows where he will be put to death. In this stanza, a contrast is drawn between the time when the rooftops were heaving with people celebrating the patriot's deeds and the current scene where the people are assembled but near the gallows to see his death. So this stanza is suggestive of the patriot's fate that he is being taken to be executed. Children, here are few meanings for your reference. Palsied few means those suffering from paralysis. All allow means all agreed. Shambles gate means the gate leading to the place of execution. Scaffold's foot means bottom of a raised wooden platform used for execution. Stanza 5. I go in the rain and more than needs, a rope cuts both my wrists behind. And I think by the feel my forehead bleeds, for they fling whoever has a mind stones at me for my years' misdeeds. Here in this stanza, the patriot is being led to the gallows in the rain. His wrists are tied tightly behind his back with a rope that cuts through his skin. He can feel blood trickling down his forehead, but he is unable to know for sure as his hands are bound. His wounds are the result of the stones being thrown at him by the people standing along his path. Everybody feels that he has done something wrong for his countrymen, so they punish him for his so-called misdeeds of the past year. It is ironic that the people have completely forgotten his good deeds. The imagery here is that of the patriot being led in the rain towards the gallows. The picture being projected in this stanza is a very pitiable one, as it is in direct contrast with the imagery of the first and the second stanzas. The patriot provides an explanation for this transition, saying he is being punished for the misdeeds that he has committed within past 1 year. There is no clarity in this stanza about the reasons, but gives a description of the poet's walk of shame. Children, here few meanings for your reference. More than needs means more than required. Rope cuts means his wrists are tied very tightly with rope, therefore it cuts and bleeds. By the feel means sensation of his body. Fling means throw. Has a mind means decides or make up his mind. Let me read the last stanza, children. Stanza 6. Thus I entered and thus I go. In triumphs, people have dropped down dead. Paid by the world, what dost thou owe me? God might question. Now instead, it's God shall repay. I am safer so. In this stanza, the patriot is heading towards the gallows in the rain with his hands tied behind his back. He has entered the city with a great pomp and show a year ago. He was hero worshipped and they had accorded him a warm welcome. Now he is walking through the same streets but in humiliation as a convict. The triumphant hero has fallen. He feels that if he had died a year ago, children, why he feels that if he had died a year ago, because one may also collapse in excess of joy, isn't it? So he feels that if he had died a year ago, he would not have owed anything to God. But now he has not got any rewards from his countrymen. The patriot feels optimistic that he will be rewarded by God in heaven. He feels safe when he will be in the lap of God. His real repayment will be done by him. He places his trust in God and he knows that he has not committed any moral wrongs. The Almighty is just and fair, therefore he is safe with him and he will not have to face any more undeserving punishment. He will be justly rewarded for his deeds. Children, this concluding stanza of this poem begins with a patriot declaring that last year when he had entered his city, he was welcomed as a celebrity, a hero. Now he is leaving it in great humiliation and insult. The patriot's religious beliefs have been reflected and his belief in afterlife is revealed. So even in the midst of tragedy, the poem ends quite optimistically. If he has not received rewards in this world, he will be rewarded in the other world by God. Thus, this poem expresses Browning's optimistic philosophy of life. Few meanings for your reference, children. Thus I entered means the patriot entered the town a year ago as a hero. Thus I go means a year later the patriot is being taken to the gallows. Paid by the world means punished for his deeds by the people. Children, in the previous classes I told that it is very useful and necessary to learn the poetic devices while learning a poem. Likewise, let us learn few poetic devices like imagery, structure and rhyme scheme, alliteration, assonance, metaphor, simile, etc. for the poem The Patriot. First, let us see about critical appreciation of this poem. The Patriot is a brilliant piece of a dramatic monologue. A year ago, he was given a grand welcome on his arrival to the town. After a year, people are throwing stones at the patriot and his forehead is bleeding. What an ill fate for a man who spent all his life for his country. In the last stanza, children, there is an acceptance and submission to the fate and death as well. Even in the midst of tragedy, the poem ends quite optimistically. Death is not the end of everything. The patriot hopes that since he did not receive his reward in this world, he will be rewarded in the other world. Thus, the poem also becomes an expression of Browning's optimistic philosophy of life. God is in heaven, God is in his heaven, and all is well with the world. Next, we'll move on to the title of this poem. The Patriot is an appropriate title. He narrates his glorious day and also his humiliating day. A year ago he was glorified. After a year, the same man is mortified. While flowers were strewn on his way then, stones are hurled to him now. This poem is generally a tale of rise and fall of leaders across the globe. Next, the theme of this poem. The theme of the poem revolves around the rise and fall of one's fortunes. The patriot is first hero worshipped and celebrated, but by the end of this poem, we see those same people throwing stones at him and humiliating him. This shows that glory and fortune does not last forever. People are fickle minded and change their opinion without a second thought. Betrayal is also a minor theme in the poem, as the patriot tried to do the impossible for the people, and in return, they stabbed him as a criminal and executed him. Trust in God and the hope of justice in the hands of God raises the spirit of the patriot and brings about a spirit of optimism at the end. The religiosity. Religiosity means the state of being religious. The poem ends on an optimistic note. His belief in God helps him look upon his ill treatment by his own people as a blessing. For since he has not been rewarded by men now, God will reward him. He believes that he is safer with God. Then, children, tone and mood of this poem. Narrated in a first person account, the poem has an ironic tone. The irony is that the same people who in the beginning welcomed him with flowers are the ones who stone him and hang him within the span of a year. The poem begins with a cheerful mood. We see the crowd gathering to have a glimpse of the hero. The poem's mood changes after we learn that there is nobody on the housetops now. As the poem draws to a close, we realize that the speaker is making his way to Shambles Gate. His inner cries and sadness and walking through the rain produce a depressed mood. It evokes sorrow in the mind of the reader. However, in the last stanza of his feeling of being safer in the hands of God is a positive end to the poem. Imagery. The poem has rich imagery. Robert Browning opens the poem with the image of roses and myrtle because it reflects the love that the speaker receives from the public. The decorated church spires, the swaying crowd on house roofs, and the crowd at the Shambles Gate are examples of visual imagery. The mist of church bells, the old walls rocked with a crowd and cries are examples of auditory imagery. Walking in the rain, rope cut through the wrist, bleeding forehead give us tactile imagery. Tactile means connected with a sense of touch. Structure and rhymescape of this poem. The poem comprises 6 stanzas, each with 5 lines in it. The rhymes are end rhymes, which are perfect rhymes. Way, mad, sway, had, and day. Children, you can refer the first stanza of this poem. Each stanza of Patriot has the pattern of the rhyme scheme A, B, A, B, A. Then alliteration in this poem. We see the repetition of the same consonant sounds in a line. Same consonant sounds in the nearby word is alliteration. Myrtle, mixed, my and mad. All the first letter children M and M. Seemed, sway, S and S. Flagged, flamed flags, broke bells, crowd and cries, sun and skies. Next, assonance in this poem. We see assonance in the following lines, children. Assonance takes place when 2 or more words close to one another repeat the same vowel sound but start with different consonant sounds. See here examples: seemed and heaved, flax and had, mist and with, see and reap, better yet, rope and both. Metaphor. The following are the examples of metaphor. Metaphor we know, comparing one thing with the other. Line 4. In the first stanza of this poem, children, line 4, the church spires flamed such flags they had. And also line 14, and you see my harvest what I reap. Then similarly in this poem, line 2, with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. Similarly comparing one thing with the other using the keywords like and as. Okay, next hyperbole. There is exaggeration in the poem. Exaggeration, doing impossible things. These are examples of hyperbole. Line 2, with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. Like. Then line 9, but give me your sun from yonder skies. Okay, it is impossible. Line 11, alack, it was I who leaped at the sun. Symbols. The following symbols are used in this poem. Roses. In the poem, roses symbolize the welcome with respect, honor and passion. Myrtle. It is a symbol of purity, love, innocence and generosity. Spires. A symbol for hopeful gestures and strength. Sun. The sun stands for something which is unreachable or beyond access. Next, allusion. Line 11. Alack, it was I who leaped at the sun. It refers mythological allusion. Children, there is an allusion to a Greek myth of Icarus, whose father gave him a pair of wings fixed on a wooden frame with wax to escape from Crete. Crete, Crete. He warned him not to go too near the sun, otherwise the wax would melt. Icarus became so excited with the ability to fly that he forgot his father's warning. He flew so near the sun that the wax attaching his wings was melted and he fell into the Aegean Sea and died. So here children, that mythological allusion is referred here in this line 11. Then irony. The contrast between the past and the present is the best example of irony. Another example is when he is going to die, he feels safe. Example, it's God shall repay, I am safer so. Then personification. Line 3. The house roof seemed to heave and sway. That is the example. Here the house roofs have been personified as living beings. They are not static but rather moving to and fro. This has been done to refer to the crowd on the roofs and their frenzy on seeing the patriot, which is causing them to clamber over each other and give an impression of swaying. Okay. Pathetic fallacy. Pathetic fallacy means the act of describing animals and things as having human feelings. Example here, I go in the rain. The rain here is a symbolic of a number of things. The patriot gets wet by the rain, losing his dignity also. It can be viewed that the rain washes him clean, representing his innocence. The rain also works to create a tense atmosphere. Then the last thing, children, juxtaposition. The image projected in the beginning of this poem is juxtaposed with the current scenario. This can be seen when the rooftops were swaying with people in the first stanza, but in the fourth stanza they are empty. This shows how the patriot went on from being loved to being hated by them. This effect works in creating a contrast, which is actually the central idea of this poem. Children, let's recollect the main points for the stanzas from 4 to 6. After a year, people turned against the patriot and decided to hang him publicly and as a punishment for his crimes committed during 1 year. Now we see him hands chained, suffering in rain, stoned all the way, being dragged to the death post. There is nobody on the rooftops to watch the spectacle. All have gone to the death post at Shambles Gate to witness the best sight of hanging him. But he hopes he would be rewarded by God in heaven. Children, now let's try these questions. Who are at the windows and why? People who are affected by paralysis or such ailments have gathered at the windows because they are unable to go near the gallows. What is the Shambles Gate? Shambles Gate is the gate leading to the site of execution of the patriot. People have gathered there to watch this execution. How does this stanza juxtapose the achievement of the patriot? In contrast to what it was a year ago, when everything was bright and colorful with flag fluttering, now the atmosphere is gloomy and dark. The streets are no longer lit up with sunlight. The sky is clouded. It's raining and the atmosphere is tense. Next question. What does in triumph people have dropped down dead mean? The patriot reflects that one may also collapse in excess of joy. Even the most triumphant people have sometimes fallen from grace and lost their lives. Then the last question. The poet speaks about two systems of justice. What are they? One system of justice is that of the world, and the other is the justice of God after death. He trusts in God's justice because he firmly believes that he has committed no moral wrongs. Children, hope that you have understood the entire meaning and the poetic devices of this poem, The Patriot. Read the poetic lines again from your textbook once or twice. Also, children, I'll send two worksheets which contains the comprehension questions of this poem, The Patriot, very shortly. Write the answers in the assignment side of your English classwork. Okay, children. If God wills, we'll meet in the next class with new topic.